everyone, welcome to our exciting online event on GCP Data Engineering Roadmap. And our speaker for the day is Deeksha Sharma, a Microsoft certified trainer and Google authorized instructor. Now, moving to who we are and what we stand for. So, we are multi cloud for you. We are having more than 100,000 strong technologists from all over the globe. We specialized in multi cloud strategies, data science, artificial intelligence, blockchain, stream engineering, and many more. And we also help technologists to share their learning and to get opportunities through our platform, which is www.fifthia.com. Now, how we are growing. So, we have conducted more than 1,000 sessions till now, and we are having more than 400 speakers and 30,000 members who are associated with our platform. And these are few of our master mentors who are associated with our platform. These are few of our relationship partners who are Bata, Piper, Audix Lab, Alibaba Cloud, Zera America, Braillio, Dell, Microsoft, Multiverse, Persistent, Philips, Tiger Analytics, and many more. We are also an academic partner with Alibaba Cloud, and these are the few courses that we have done online with Alibaba Cloud. And you can go through all these courses through our platform, which is www.fifthia.com. Now, how we help. So, we help in building your knowledge, digital presence, and helping you in orders when you are looking for a job through our community. We are a global data consulting and digital business transformation firm ranked by CIO Tech Outlook among the top 10 transformation consulting startup in India. And we are a community-focused tech firm dedicated to aiding businesses in digital transformation through data engineering, automation, custom application, analytics, and science, demonstrated by ongoing community investment at www.fifthia.com. Now, as a part of our community, we will provide a free certificate to all the registered participants. So I request all the attendees who have not registered for the event, please register to the given link, and I will also ping this link in the chat box. And for to claim the certificate, we will provide a free certificate for all the registered participant, and we will provide a secret code as well to claim the certificate at the end of the session. This is the sample certificate which we will provide you. Now moving to the speaker of the day, who is Deeksha Sharma, a Microsoft certified trainer, Google authorized instructor, co-founder of Visionary TechMed, experienced data engineer, and her expertise are in cloud tools, data engineering, version control, project management, CI/CD tools. And for more details about her, you can go through her LinkedIn profile, which is mentioned here. Now over to Deeksha. Welcome, Deeksha. Over to you.
Thank you, team. Thank you, Multicloud, for organizing this event and setting up this platform for sharing the insight with respective to data engineering domain and towards the GCP side. So I'll just quickly share my screen. So I hope it's visible. Can you confirm? That's right.
Yeah, it's visible, Deeksha.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. So we are going to talk about GCP Data Engineering Roadmap. So if like you are planning to start your career in data engineering side specific to GCP cloud. Also you are planning to looking like, okay, I am well versed in some coding side, or maybe I'm looking to upskill myself in the data domain. What are the key skills or the things that I should uh, add on in my profile, or what are the demanding skills that are available in the market that you can go for. So this session is going to be helpful for you to getting in and out understanding with reference to data engineering domain, how you can build or you can get started with reference to GCP cloud environment. So before getting started, as already you have introduced me, but I just want to take a moment to introduce myself. So myself, Deeksha Sharma, and I am Microsoft certified trainer and Google Cloud authorized instructor. And my key domain area into data and AI side. I am 14 times certified into Azure and 3 times into GCP. And currently, I am running one organization, Visionary TechMate. Over there, I will be taking care into the training and development and all the required data and AI ETL related things. So we have some consulting and the training related opportunities on that we are handling. So yeah, that's about me. So if we talk about the modules that we have planned for today, so first of all, yes, if you are going to see, if we talk about the data professionals, so majorly there are three type of different data professionals we have, or the demanding tech stack you can see. So first one is the data analytics, right? Where you will get the data, you are going to do some analysis, you need to build some visuals, you need to do the representation of the data as per the business use case. Then you have a data engineer who is going to work with for importing data from the different sources, okay, perform the EDL operation, ELT operation, load the data into the data sources, or building the solutions on top of that. Okay, so that is your data engineer jobs comes up, where you are going to work into the data warehouse, databases, or going to work into the ETL and ELT stuff. Then the next you have is data scientist role, and in the data scientist role, you will be more working towards the ML area or building the AI model, where you are going to do the machine learning model, training your model, doing a prediction with that, doing the analysis towards that. Okay, so that is your data scientist one. So now the key area over here is, yes, how I'm going to decide I want to go for data analytics, data engineer, and data scientist. So what are the getting started paths with reference to GCP? What are the certifications I can plan for? Okay, and from where I can learn? Okay, and what are the free study materials are available? How I can enroll for certifications? Okay, how I can upskill myself towards the GCP cloud? So that are the things that we are going to cover. So first of all, here are some idea behind the certification. Every cloud is coming up with their own certifications plan. So here with GCP, you can see they have categorized in three sections: foundation certification, associate certification, professional certification, right? So foundation certification is basically the fundamental. If you are going for Azure or AWS or GCP, the first one is basically to making yourself comfortable with reference to platform. What are the things you need to know? Okay, how you are going to get started? What are the terminology specific to that cloud will be used? That you are going to get an idea under the fundamental area. So the first certification, if you are like you say that, okay, I'm completely new to GCP cloud, I don't know anything, and I am just looking for getting started. Okay, so what are the things or study materials I can go for? So first one you can go for the Google Cloud Digital Leader. Okay, and for this one, it's completely a fundamental one. After completing this, you will get a one-star badge, and you will get an understanding. Okay, how GCP is setting up the environment. Okay, how the terminology is going to be worked, how they are maintaining the copies of the data, what are the common services are available. These things are going to be covered under the foundational certification. That is your Cloud Digital Leader. Then the next you have is basically associate certification plan. Associate is your two-star badge, where it is going to be covered about the in and out, that okay, you should have like intermediate knowledge with reference to that particular GCP cloud area. So associate cloud engineer you can go for. So in that case, here it is going to cover the intermediate knowledge. Okay, how you are going to configure the different services on GCP. What are the different setup you can do? Okay, what are the different services you can integrate? Okay, for what purpose you are going to use what type of services. So we have 200 plus services available in GCP with reference to different verticals, like with data, with security, with ML, okay, with development side. So that high level understanding you will get in the associate certification, that okay how you can simply go ahead and utilize this. Then you have a professional certification. Professional certification is the expert level of certification where role specific you are going to choose. Now the role specific means like I am looking to go for into the data scientist one, I am looking to go for the ML engineer, I am looking to go for data engineer one. Okay, so that professional at a role specific level that has been categorized. So in the professional certification, if you see that as the first one you have as the cloud architect. This one basically going to focus into the architect domain area. Okay, like where you should know okay what are the services needed, like okay if I need to configure data related services and the networking and security need to be also in play. So what are the services you want to choose, how you want to configure them, what type of access you need to set up. Okay, so an architect level is going to be covered in and out. Like for example, if I'm building a house, I'm going to design a blueprint. I'm going to hire one architect who is going to showcase okay, hey, there are the floor mapping and these are the rooms and these things will be allocated. Similar way here, your cloud architect will play a key role, who is going to say that okay, how these services are going to be organized together, access together, okay, configure, and then which service you need to use, what access tier you need to use, okay, what type of model you need to choose, that your architect will show in and out over there. Then you have a cloud database engineer. Cloud database engineer is going to cover in detail about the database related stuff, okay, on GCP. Like in GCP, what are the relational databases you have, non-relational databases you have, okay, how you can configure them, what in what scenario you need to choose what type of services, how you can enhance the configuration and all those things. So it is going to be purely focused into the database engineering side. Then you have a cloud developer. Let's say you are going to work into the front end development side like .NET or some other tools where you need to write down some queries and then you need to come up. So cloud developer you can go for, and with the help of this cloud developer thing, we you can say that okay some application like automation applications you have, like you have a cloud functions you can use. So or you want to build some applications over there, okay, or websites, web applications you want to build. So that for that purpose you can go for the cloud developer where you are more focusing towards the front end development or app development. Now this is the one that we are going to talking in detail. So all the star mark I have placed where you can go for. Okay. So data engineer that we are going to discuss now. So here in the data engineering side, it is going to be showcase as a data engineer what are the services you are going to use, and how you can configure it, like all the options that we have like data ingestion, data processing, data transformation, okay, and also customization, data warehouse, data modeling, and also managing the access. Everything will be covering in detail, and also what are the services you are going to use with reference to data on the GCP cloud side. So that also will be covered over here under the professional one. Then you have a cloud DevOps. So here on the DevOps related services, how it's going to be work, how you can set up the CI/CD, okay, how agile methodology will work, how the repos can be set up. Okay, everything will be covering up under the cloud DevOps engineer. Then cloud security engineers, as I mentioned, okay, no matter you are working as a cloud developer, you are working as a data engineer, you are working as a DevOps guy. Security always comes, okay, first. Where we are going to see how you are going to integrate these different services all together, how you are going to set up the communication between these services, okay, how the access management thing will work, how the IAM thing work, okay, how basically you are going to manage the access for application, for user, for group level, okay, and how you want to integrate the connection security over there. So that is going to be covered under the cloud security engineer. Then you have a cloud network engineer. So cloud network engineer is basically going to talk about if I'm going to migrate data from on-premises to cloud environment, then how the security comes in the picture, okay, or in the GCP, okay, how what are the like different networks when our data or services will be communicating between different networks, how the networks comes in the picture, how the security established with the help of the network engineer. So that is your next. Then on the Google Workspace administrator, it is going to be retired by 31st, but yeah, right now it's running. Then you have a machine learning engineer. So machine learning engineer is basically for the ML side, like you are looking towards. I am going to be use like specific to the building the machine learning model, auto ML thing. So on that cases, you can go for the ML engineer also. So these are the basically that we have is for the professional level, that is a job role specific, like in which one you are interested, also which one you are looking for, that you can go or utilize over here. Okay, that has come under the professional one, and here basically you have a 2 year um, expiry date. Okay, once you clear the certification, so after 2 years you need to renew these certification. Okay, and then there are some, because there are some upgradation will be coming up for the professional level certification. So over a period of time, the some changes has been done. Okay, over a period of time, there are some services has been changed. So those detail will be added under this professional certification plan, and with the help of that, here you can see you can choose that, okay, which one you are going to be planned for, like next quarter or next year, and accordingly you can put your times and efforts towards that. Now in the associate one, it's completely optional. It's not necessary that, okay, if I'm going to do the certification through uh, a fundamental, then I need to go for associate, then I need to go for the professional. No, it's completely optional. But yes, here basically it's a good to have. Why? Because here you can see you will get an understanding and you will get a chance to clear the certification first attempt, because you already build your base in the fundamental and associate level. So fundamental is basically you are covering the conceptual thing, and the associate is basically the intermediate knowledge you are getting. So it's basically good to have. But yes, here you are already building your base, where you are going to cover that, okay, what are the fundamentals and these things are there. Also recently GCP has introduced two more beta exam, that is for your Google Cloud Workspace beta one, because anyhow it's going to be this Google Workspace Administrator is going to be expired. So they have launched this associate one, Google Workspace Administrator. This is currently in beta, that is in testing phase, and also Data Practitioner, that is also in beta. So Data Practitioner is also data related one you can use. So now we have three one. You can go for Cloud Digital Leader, Data Practitioner, and Data Engineer. Now this will give you an entire career path, that okay, here yes, I'm planning to learn GCP, that is one thing, but yes, here I want to become a certified data engineer also. So then in that case you can go for this. So the star mark I have mentioned over here, that you can plan as the next one, and you can learn on these areas, okay, where you are going to be we are going to be covered this. Now, okay, so now you tell me that, okay, hey, you have explained about the certification, but from where should I learn, okay, and what are the things we should take it from here, right? So what are the places? So if you go to Google, and then first thing, if you are going to search simply that, okay, for Google certification, then it is going to lend you to this page, okay, and inside that, here you can see it's also categorized in the same that I have explained already. So foundation one, associate one, and professional one. So now here you can see in the foundation one, it will give you the cloud level basic knowledge, like, okay, what is IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, public private hybrid cloud, okay, how the IAM thing works and everything. And the associate one is going to cover, okay, specific to the cloud project level. And then professional level for the specific role basis. So that also categorized. So you can see first one is for cloud digital leader. Okay, that is for the fundamental. Then here, this is the cloud one. Now you can see here the hyperlink also available for each of them. Okay, so you can see these are the roles we have. And with reference to these roles, you can go, like, for example, I'm interested into data engineering one. So I can click on this. Yeah. And you can see this is your professional data engineer one. I'll share previous page also in the chat, so you guys can also refer. So I guess this is going to be helpful. So that's why. And the next point over here is when we are going to choose. So like, let's say I'm going to start with the this data engineering one. You can click on this. Yeah. So here it is going to be start. So first of all, you need to create your Cloud Skill Boost profile from GCP side, where it is going to cover your all the learning material will be available in the Skill Boost page. Okay. So you can simply create your Cloud Learn profile, that is your Skill Boost, and then you can see what are the things will be covered. So here you will get the all the detail, like train for the exam. So what are the study material and things will get, that is also will be available. Like about this certification, so you can simply go ahead and register from here. Then also length, like 2 hour, $200. But yes, you can get, if you are working in an organization, or there you are basically GCP learning partner, then in that case you can get the voucher also. And then you can register here with the voucher. You can redeem, the amount will be waived off and you can utilize it. Right now, this exam is available in English and Japanese, so you can go for this, and it's mostly the multiple choice question, and you can put it over here. And also here, see, I want to take the exam, so you can take it from your location. Also, you can book the exam center also for the one. Okay, so here you can see if you are into the mostly into the managing solution Google Cloud side, go for the certification. And these are the exam overview, okay, exam guide, like what are the things is going to be covered. So if you click on this, it will show you the entire syllabus or the curriculum that will be required for this. So here you can see basically designing, okay, of the data system process. That is basically 22% of the exam will focus on this, designing the processing system. Then after that, next is going to be focus into the ingesting and processing data. What are the ingestion tool? I'm going to talk about a few services also that we have in the GCP, or maybe the high level. Okay, what are the things will be mostly coming up of those services? So yeah, second section you can see 25% questions will be focusing into ingesting and processing data. Okay, how you can do the data ingestion, cleaning. Okay, performing batch data, streaming data you have. And in the third one, basically storing related services. Okay, what are the different type of storage services you have? What type of storage you should choose? Okay, so 20% focus will be on that area. Then fourth one is basically preparing and using data for analysis, like how you can utilize the BigQuery. Okay, you have to use data time granularity. Okay, all those things will be. We can share the data catalog and all these things will be covered. And then maintaining and automating. So here you can see 18% focus on this. So you can see the passing criteria for this exam is basically 70% you'll want. Okay, and on that basis, you can get an understanding, okay, which one should be your strong area, and on that basis, the questions will become. And then you are looking for any training plan or anything, so in that case, you can follow the learning path. And as I mentioned, that okay, there are you can take the webinar, you can see additional resource that we have available. So you can see Google Cloud documentation, Google Cloud solution, or then this guide, okay, for preparing for the professional. Also, all the learning material are available in Google Cloud Skill Boost channel. Okay, that is free of cost, so you can simply go ahead and search for that, and then you can utilize it. And these are some sample question also are available that is helpful for your while preparing for the exam. And then you can schedule also your exam after that as per your convenience time and this thing. So now this is giving the high level idea. Like okay, GC, I'll just share this link also in the chat, so that is going to be helpful. And as an expert, that what we have is you can say when we are going with this. So once you start learning and these things, okay, so you can see follow the learning path, and if you click on this, there is an option for start. Okay, so start preparing. It's going to take you to the Cloud Skill Boost page, as I mentioned. And here in the Skill Boost thing, you can see here all the things are mentioned. That okay, what are the modules are going to cover, and the question also mostly coming up from these module only, because this is a self-paced learning program where you can see if I'm going to be go and refer. So here you can see 5 hour. So it's a pre-built videos kind of thing where you have labs also you need to perform. Okay, and you have some course curriculum that also you need to cover. So here you can see it is going to be covered, like okay, if you are starting a course, then what are the things will be covered, that will be giving you the idea from the left panel. And inside that you have the model overview and everything. And also that okay, your questions at the end you will get the MCQ and these details also. Okay, so that at the end you have some labs also from Wizlab is there, and then you can simply utilize. So you can say 3 modules just for introduction, and after that here you can see building the Google Cloud with the batch data, streaming data, and modernizing. So these are the built-in resource that we have available for self-paced learning, where you can go ahead utilize this for basically for the intermediate to beginner level, and then they have mentioned the specific areas also that is you need to perform the lab. So for performing the lab, yes, here you can see Google has done the tie-up, okay, with Quick Lab. So you can see here these are the labs that you need to perform. So they have also provided that Quick Lab access once you enable it, okay, and then this Quick Lab thing, whatever the steps command is going to be used, the screenshot, everything is mentioned over there. You can click on get started, and then after that you are going to take it from there, and then you can simply perform those lab also. And at the end of the day, once you complete that module, you will get some these credits will be enabled. Okay, so when if you're working with an organization that is basically Google Cloud Learning Partner, So in that case, this thing, you will get a certain level of modules also you need to complete, and after that only you will get the voucher. Okay, so for that you can complete those modules from here, from the cloud skill boost, and after that it is going to be added in your profile, right? So that is one thing. So here we have covered first of all from where we can start, what are the things to be learned, okay, what is the curriculum, everything we are going to be covered under this. So if any question, then maybe I'll take a pause to answer over here related to certification, related to learning journey, okay, and what are the stuff or what are the things I'll be covering, okay. Else I'll be jumping into the things that is going to be or services that you should know on the Google Cloud that is going to be come for preparation perspective. So any question? Okay. So if no more question, then in that case, the second thing that we have is once okay we have identified that okay which path we are looking for. We are looking to go for the data engineering one. Second, we have understand that okay how we can enroll for two certification. Third, basically preparation study material also. Now, if we talk about with reference to GCP, what are the things are going to be covered, or maybe what are the basically services are going to be focused more. So there are some services that has been categorized. Okay, so in each cloud you have a like with reference to different services coming up. It could be related to security, as I mentioned, network engineer, DevOps side, developer side, or database side, or data engineering side. So with reference to data engineering, there are some specific resources that will be helpful over here to getting started. Like for example, first one you are going to use is BigQuery is the mostly asked. Okay, that is your data warehouse solutions are available on GCP. So BigQuery is mostly asked questions. Then you have a cloud storage. Okay, Google Cloud Storage, that is basically for storing for storing your data in the storage account. Then you have a data ingestion services that you have like a Google Cloud Data Flows, okay, data prep, also the relational and non-relational databases. So on that also the questions are going to come. So I'll just give a high level understanding about this. So here you can see a data engineer is going to build a pipeline, okay, but why we need how the data is going to become, okay, how we can set up the refresh, or what is the frequency for getting the data, how we can manage the data. Okay, if I need to add some values to my data, how I can do that. So these are some common questions that is going to be asked as a data engineer, that you might be getting data from the different sources, but it's not necessarily always it's going to be meaningful, or always it's going to be directly consumable. So that's why here what happen is we as a data engineer need to basically do the cleanup of the data, do the data ingestion, data processing, and all those areas that we need to be worked on. So first of all, you are going to get the data, okay, from where it is going to be helpful. Then you are going to put it into the usable condition. So you can maybe later it consume for ML purpose or for the building the Power BI report or something. And then you are going to add the values, okay, any business use case need to be handled, or you are going to manage the data or process before processing or anything. Then that is your next step is basically we are going to be focused into the different segments or different services that we have. So first of all, you are going to work with data lake, data warehouse, or database. It depends, okay, in what scenario we need to use these services, and with reference to that simply we are going to decide okay with the service is going to be helpful. So data lake is basically you might be getting data from the different sources. Okay, so you might be getting data from the different sources, and you are putting up data into the cloud platform in the GCP. Now when we are bringing the data into the GCP, so it's not necessary that okay you are getting the same schema of the data. It's not necessary you are getting the same type of files, or you are getting the same level of data. From RDBMS, you might be getting the relational data. Okay, that could be coming up into the CSV. Some offline file that is coming up maybe zip file, or some other system application that is coming up maybe the JSON data, or you are getting some Excel or spreadsheet also. So in that case, here you can see we do have like different level of data that is coming up, and it's not directly consumable by the business use case. Okay, these business is going as per the business use case, these data are going to be obviously changed. Okay, and also it is going to be centralized at some place where later on we can decide, okay, what next need to be done. Okay, because it's not like whatever data we are getting from the source as it is we want to consume it into the target. We might need to add certain layers, we might need to add some different operations, certain different changes, okay, that we need to do. So that's why here your data lake in the picture that is going to bring up the raw data from different sources and going to put it up into the data lake as a further application. Okay, so first of all you can consider, like in the database we used to maintain the staging layer. Here in the data lake itself, we are going to maintain the staging layer. Now, this data lake is your staging layer is going to maintain basically data that is going to coming up. We are putting up as it is, okay, in the raw format. Now, the raw format as it, we are not going to define any kind of schema changes. We are simply picking up the data, whatever we are getting from the source, and we are going to put it down into the target, your data lake site. Once you're onboard data into the GCP, then that later on you're going to decide, okay, what need to be done, the changes, okay, what additional need to be added, okay, maybe you need to do the schema changes, you need to refine the column, you need to change the column name, you need to create new column, you need to merge the different column. So on those basis, first is onboard the data into the data lake. That is your raw format as it is, and later on we are going to design as per the business use case what are the different services or what are the different operations needs to be done with your data. So data lake is basically lake of data where we are going to put the data as it is without defining the structure schema. It could be any file, it could be any kind of size of the data, any name of the data, any schema of the data. We are simply putting up the data as it is. Okay, it could be zip file, Excel file, JSON file, CSV, spreadsheet, anything. So we are just without defining any schema, we are going to simply put the data into the data lake solutions on GCP. So now if we talk about what are the data lake services we have available on GCP platform, then you have a cloud storage. So GCP, Google Cloud Storage, is basically providing you a centralized storage service where you can put the data as it is without doing any changes. And you you might have noticed like 20% focus of this certification is basically into the storage solution only. Okay, how the different type of storage you can use it. Okay, and how you are going to set it up. What are the authentication method you have? That is going to be covered under the when you are going to place your data into the storage. So when we are going to plan any data lake, so these are some common questions that you're going to use. That okay, is your data lake handle for all type of data? Okay, means it's not like okay only JSON file it's going to be handled, but if the CSV data come up, it's not going to take that. Okay, so any kind of data means any format of file. Okay, it could be delta file, packet file, JSON, CSV, ORC, binary, anything, any type of data we can put it without doing any changes. Can it scale to meet the demand? Okay, we might have like a huge demand, a huge volume of data, like you can say petabyte or terabyte of volume of data we are getting, and then we need to organize in such a way that okay we can optimize the performance. So yes, your system should be in the scale up mode where basically we can scale up from like maintaining the small amount of data to the large scale, like petabyte data also can be stored. Does it support high throughput ingestion where okay if the batch data is coming up or the streaming data is coming up can be handled? Okay, or is there any fine grade access control where I can manage the access at a specific file level, folder level? Yes, we can also manage the access over here. Also, is there it can connect with other tool easily, like it's not like we have stored the data, but what next? Obviously the data is going to be consumed by some other services, some other component. So like I want to integrate your storage with BigQuery, so yes you can integrate. You want to storage your with your data flow, TCP data flow, so you can integrate. Okay, data prop you want to integrate, or you want to integrate with cloud SQL, so you can integrate with other services easily. It's not like just I put the data and then what next? Okay, nothing has done. So yes, obviously it's a storage, we are going to place the data, but later on also we are going to utilize the data or consume the data for the different use cases that we have. Okay, maybe for the ML purpose you are using, for visualization purpose you are using, for data transformation purpose, data cleansing you are doing, or modeling you are doing. But yes, first place is in the data lake you put the data, and then later on let's decide okay what need to be done. So on GCP we have a GCP cloud storage that will be the primary service that we'll be using for the storage purpose. And also here cloud storage is designed to handle the 99% 49% SLA, that is your service level agreement, where GCP is responsible to make sure that okay if you are storing any type of data in cloud storage, it's going to be highly available, okay, where people can access at any time from anywhere. Okay, it's not like for India location it's accessible, but for some other like Japan, somebody else is accessing, it's not accessible. So your data should be accessible at any time from anywhere. People can simply come up, access it, okay, put the data or do the changes. Okay, so it's not like for certain period of time it's going to be available. Also, you can use for backup purpose. I have some database backup, or I have some files that is available over there. So you can simply use it for the backup purpose. Then replace decommission infrastructure. When like I don't want to manage any kind of infrastructure by my own. As I am on the GCP cloud, so I am on the public cloud. So simply I can use it that I don't need to worry about to managing the infrastructure at my own. I want for analytical and ML purpose in the analytics and the ML side. Like I want to do the visualization, I want to do build the machine learning model, I want to build the different use cases as per the business need, like data marts I want to build. So simply with the help of this cloud storage, I can create the different use cases. Content storage and delivery, like I want to put some images, I want to put some JPG, a PNG file, MP4, MP3 file for later on you consume by the AI related thing like image classification and image detection need to be done. So you can place those type of data also in the storage. So basically without defining any type of data, you can put it down over there. And here you can see you can create the storage bucket, okay, directly. So with the GCP console you can create while you are going to be launched. Second is you can simply go ahead and use the Google Cloud CLI, and over there also you can create, and this is a command that you can use. So similar way, like in other code, we have different things. In GCP, you have some hierarchy of the services. Like first you have the folders, then you have projects, and then after that you have resource. So you should have a project name, and then also you have a resource name available, and then after that you can deploy inside the your project. You can deploy the your storage bucket. Now, okay, what if I put the data and then what next? Because the data reached till your Google Cloud Storage, then what next? We are going to do some ETL and ELT operations. For that, we need to use either data proc or data flow. So first of all, ETL stand for extraction transformation load, or again it depends. You want to do transformation first or you want to do load first. So ETL or ELT, extraction transformation load or extraction load and transform. So on that basis, we are going to use a different services. Like, okay, my data is available in your storage bucket. I want to load it into BigQuery. Okay, so in that case, storage is only a storage. Okay, it's not capable to move the data by itself. So we need to use some other tool. With the help of that, we can do the ingestion. So maybe you can use data flow or data proc. It depends. Okay, on that basis, you are going to choose. Or data flow is basically purely if you are already like data proc. We are going to use like earlier. Maybe you are using Hadoop, okay, where your ETL operations more towards the Hadoop or HDFS component, you can go with the data proc. But now I'm building a new solutions and I want to do the simple ingestion, so you can go for the data. Data flow is basically also a ETL tool, and here you are going. It is going to be work with Apache Beam, and with that reference to that, you are going to submit a job, and from backend, there are some pre-built template also available with reference to data flow. You can do pick up the data with the help of the data flow and load it. You just need to define the source and target, and in the backend with the help of Apache Beam, it's going to make your job. But yes, there are some initial configuration you need to do, and with the help of that, you can use it. You can process the data, because directly the data that is available in the storage, as I mentioned, it's not usable or it's not as per your business use case. So these are some data processing tools like ETLs tools that you can use on GCP, data proc or data flows. Then what if I'm getting streaming data? Okay, so yes, dataproc doesn't support the streaming data, but data flow support batch and streaming data both. So streaming data means the real time data that we are getting. Okay, like the data flow has a start, like for example, when the data has been generated, on the same time we started processing the data. Like for example, stock market data, some stock goes up or some stock going down. So in that case, here I want to set up the streaming or data processing, like on the same time once the stock going up, on the same time I'll get the result, right? So with the help of streaming data processing, we can scale up, we can handle the streaming data with the help of these data flow, PubSub or BigQuery. All these tools are designed for handling the continuously flowing of your data. So batch data is not going to process on the same time. Okay, streaming data is going to process the data on the same time when it's generated. It will not wait for a certain period of time or certain amount of data. So streaming data is basically when the same time it's generated or populated, on the same time it start processing. But next you have is the batch data. For that, here it is going to wait for certain period of time, like maybe for a particular refresh, particular frequency, or maybe to make your data available till 200 MB before processing. So that is going to be provided in the batch data. So for handling the continuous flow of data or the streaming data, we are going to use the PubSub data flow or BigQuery. So PubSub is also designed for handling the streaming data itself, where you can define your source and target connectors, and then you can simply do the processing on that. Then next you have is the data flow. So data flow is basically again same on the Apache Beam is working, and Apache Beam supporting the streaming and batch data. And the best part over here is you don't need to do reconfiguration or the different setup for batch based streaming data. One single data flow job itself is capable to handle the streaming and batch data both. Then BigQuery. BigQuery is basically your GCP based data warehouse, but also it's supporting for managing data processing also, and ML part also. So in the BigQuery also you can handle the streaming data that is coming up through code. Okay, so a BigQuery, as I mentioned, it's a SQL data warehouse solution is provided, but in the backend, if you see here, SQL, with the help of SQL itself, BigQuery is not only limited for data warehouse. You can build with the help of SQL only. You can build the machine learning model also. You can handle the streaming data also. So there are some prerequisites that you need to set up, but yes, after that you are good to go to consume it, your streaming data directly from here. So these are some streaming data processing tool. Also, I just want to put some more light because it's a data warehouse solution that we have available on GCP. So you can see BigQuery is basically replaced by a typical data warehouse where you don't need to worry about to management and everything. No infrastructure or something is needed from your side. You just need to maintain everything in the data warehouse solution, then go for the BigQuery and GCP. You can you can build the data mart also, where you can organize the data table into small unit data sets. Okay, like for example, I want to build different um, data marts, like one for the sales, another for marketing, then for retail. Okay, so different vertical wise you can create the data mart, and then you can manage the access also for the data mart level. Then you can set up data lake, like that is your storage bucket, and integrate with the BigQuery. So here you can create you can connect with the external data source, where you can, like, the data is available in the storage bucket, but on top of that you can create the tables and everything and point out to the location of your external location, that is your storage bucket. Then also you can create a table and view as a traditional data warehouse we used to build. Okay, and you can define the schema. Then you can manage the permission, like IAM permission in performing the specific task that we can simply achieve with the help of this BigQuery operations. Not only that, but apart from that, here you can see you can build the machine learning things also. I just covered that also. Yeah, before jumping over there. So BigQuery is also a modern data warehouse where you don't need to worry about in the traditional data warehouse how we are going to handle the complex ETL or ELT, restricting only the few user, okay, or optimizing for the BI side. I want to integrate with some Power BI thing, or maybe I need to do some column level security or row level security, or maybe I need to maintain the updates and everything. So that is basically the administrator things also need to be managed in a traditional data warehouse. But when you are coming into BigQuery, you can do the automation of the data delivery, okay, where you don't need to worry about that, okay, how in the backend the ETL things will work. Next is basically you can restrict it to few users only, where access management is more easy over here, where at a resource level, at a table level, at a schema level, at an object level, you can maintain the security. You can integrate with AI also. You can build your machine learning model also, as I mentioned, but just with write down the SQL code. You don't need to be have very much good pro into the data science domain. If you are good in the SQL, with that only you can build your machine learning model with the help of the BigQuery. Also, it's a fully managed platform as a service, and then it's a simplify the data operations that you have. This is one example that I've placed over here. Like if I want to go for the machine learning things to be added with the BigQuery, then first of all, here you can see there are only 4 steps involved, and you can see the command also is not like very much extreme level. It's just basic SQL commands. You can write it down while following the pre-built syntax what they have. So first one you have is to create the dataset, and you need to create a dataset. It might happen your data is available in the storage account, you are pointing out to BigQuery, so that is also fine. Or you want to put the data, or you want to use a public dataset, it's up to you. But generally you can place the data in the storage account, and then you can point out to the BigQuery, or you can take it from some web applications or something, so you can provide the URL also. So it's completely depend. Now here, first thing is you want to create a data set, and in the data set level you are going to define, okay, this is my data set name, this type of data it is, and automatically it will detect the schema and everything. Next is you need to create a model. Okay, machine learning model you need to create, where this is the syntax. You need to mention create model, then after that is schema, and then model name, and then what type of model. Okay, so what type of machine learning algorithm you want to use, like regression, classification, okay, clustering, or binary, or any, like what type of model you are looking for. Like here you can see the example they are showing is basically for logistic regression. So logistic regression model type has been chosen, and with reference to that a model is going to be created. So in this case here you can see, when we are going to like work as a data warehouse, yes, you can create a table, schema, and functions over there, but on top of that I want to build a machine learning model. So I can create a data set, maybe the table data itself is my data set, or maybe the storage files are my data set. On top of that I can simply create a model, and at the time of creation of the model I need to choose that, okay, which algorithm I want to use, by like a classification, regression, okay, supervised machine learning model, or unsupervised, which one I want to go. So you need to just specifically mention, and then as a select you need to choose what are the columns or what are the features need to be used. Okay, they might have multiple columns, but only some specific fields you want for your features thing. Okay, because generally when we are building the machine learning model, we are going to split it down to two sections. Okay, training data and testing data. So training data is basically that you have to use for training your model. Okay, and then like generally we'll get it 70 to 30% deviation, and in that case 70% data that I'm using for training purpose, on that basis I'll be training my machine learning model to get more accuracy, to get more good predictions. Okay, like it should be more than 90%. Then after that, here testing data you are going to use it, that is a fresh data that you have not used for training your model, and inside that you are going to see that, okay, how much accuracy you are getting as an output, right? So we are going to create the model, okay, and then we have to define what type of machine learning model you want to apply, and then on top of that we are going to see that, okay, what are the columns you are going to use for building that model. Okay, also what is your data set. So here we are defining that data set, and then we are going to choose those features and columns will be required. So once the creation part is done, we'll move to the third step, that is for the evaluation of your model. Although it's not coming up into the data engineering side, but yes, here you can see BigQuery itself is a commonly used in the data engineer, so you should know, okay, how a basic model things also can be added. So that's why it is just a basic example that has been mentioned. So in the evaluate you can just simply mention ml.evaluate, and then what is your model name, and simply it is going to do the evaluation, that how much accuracy you are going to get. So this part is done by the training data. Then the fourth one is the prediction, where you want to try with the testing data. In the testing data, you are going to provide some data for the testing purpose, that, okay, how it is performing with new data, fresh data. It is handling the new data as a basically the prediction is more towards the 90% or 80%. Okay, how much accuracy we are getting. So only in the fourth step you can simply build a machine learning model, and you can directly query it into the BigQuery with the help of the SQL command only. Okay, we are not moving in the some other commands over here. There are other also, like the SQL services also available. Like till now we talk about, we have a storage data lake, we have a data flow, we have a data proc, we have a BigQuery. But yes, we have some database. I don't want to go for data warehouse solution that you have BigQuery, but yes, I want to go for some databases solution. Then in that case we have GCP Cloud SQL. Okay, so Cloud SQL is basically for transactional relational databases you are going to use. Like let's say you have sources PostgreSQL or MySQL, and you want to load data into the GCP environment. So in that case, you can go for Cloud SQL, and then you can integrate with the Cloud Storage or BigQuery also later on. So Cloud SQL is basically a transactional database solution that you can connect with the external location, and you can simply perform the ETL operation on top of that. So it's automatically providing the encryption up to 64 terabyte you can store in the Cloud SQL, and 60,000 plus IUPS, like input output processing, you can do, and it is providing you auto scaling and auto backup feature, where you want a simple provisioning of the services, go with the Cloud SQL. In that case you don't need to worry about how the relational databases and these things will be managed. So it's basically a perfect feature if you are looking for a transactional database, not a data warehouse. So for the database perspective, you can go for the Cloud SQL thing. So that is our next resource. So if you want to do a comparison, okay, so which one should we go? So you can see Cloud SQL is designed for scaling up to GBs and terabyte, and BigQuery is designed for handling up to the petabyte. Okay, where also here also you can store the like huge amount of data. It's ideal for backend databases, like you want a soil database solution where for the different organization or the different vertical wise I have a dedicated database solution, go with the cloud SQL. But you want an entire data warehouse solution where you can integrate with external location also. Now external location we are referring is maybe the data is available in the storage account, and then you want to integrate with the BigQuery. So in that case, you can easily set up the connectivity between the external location for the ingestion. Also, Cloud SQL is a record-based storage. Record-based storage means if I'm going to query something, then like for example, I want to see the country equals to India, so it will show me the entire row. Okay, row-based storage it is. Although I'm looking for the country equals to India, but it will display me the whole row. But query is going to work into the column-based storage, where if I'm going to search for country equals to India, it will not show the entire row, it will show only that a specific column. Okay, here the meaning is not about to select country from table. Here the meaning is in the backend how the data is going to be stored. In the backend, BigQuery is going to store the data in the column-based storage. So for retrieving the data also from the BigQuery is much faster. Okay, and in the Cloud SQL, it is going to store in a traditional way, that is your record-based storage. So you can simply compare, okay, in what purpose I need to go for the database or data warehouse solution, and with reference to that, we are going to simply set it up. So Cloud SQL is one of the RDBMS option that you are going to choose. Apart from that, if you see in the NoSQL or non-relational database, also we have like Cloud Spinner or Bigtable that you can use it. That is also similar way, like object wise, it's going to store the data. And here, if you are going with RDBMS, you can simply create the databases for the operational system basis, where you can simply write down read write operation you can do, and there are certain amount of cost that will be paid as per the specific amount of data you are going to store. Now, if I show you the complete picture, how the data processing will come, okay, and what are the key components we have talked about. So first of all, you might have different databases coming up from the source. Okay, so this is operational. Like one database is holding store data, another is holding web data, another is holding catalog related data. So we do have a different vertical, and as per that, we have dedicated databases. Now, all the databases we want to do some transformation or some logic to be built. So first of all, the data will be added as it is, whatever format it has in the data lake. Data lake is a place where we are putting the data as it is, okay, in the raw format. Then you have a data warehouse. Data warehouse is basically the advanced layer where we are maintaining the transformation. Okay, we are doing the different logics to be built and everything. So the data warehouse is your BigQuery where you want to put the data. Then you have a feature pipeline. You can, for the ML model I'm consuming, so maybe you are creating a feature pipeline for machine learning model, creating where specific column or specific things you are choosing. Then maybe it might happen once you store the data in the data warehouse, some other data engineering team that is going to consume that. So that also for the engineering pipeline can be built on top of your BigQuery. Or maybe for the BI purpose, like for visualization purpose also you are using. So in that case, you can integrate with the Power BI reporting also. So as a data engineer, we play a crucial role to be placed our data over here, where you need to bring up the data from the different sources, put it down into the data lake, perform the different ETL operation, and provide to the end user. End user could be ML guy, end user could be another data engineering team, end user could be a BI guy. Right? But for us, basically to onboard the data from the different location, put it into the data lake, do the ETL operation, build the models, and put it down into the data warehouse or database solution. It's completely dependent for the requirement. So this is basically high level giving you the understanding with reference to GCP related services, and I hope this gave some clear picture related to GCP data engineering. If you are moving, so what are the key component that is going to be used? Some high level understanding I have given with reference to different tools. If I'm planning for any certifications or I'm looking to go enter into the GCP data engineering, it might happen you are not looking for a certification, but yeah, you are still looking for some self-paced learning material or free material. Then in that case, also you can refer those sites that I have shared. Okay. Apart from that, in the Cloud Skill Boost, there are some customized lab also available that also you can refer. So that will be helpful for getting started and do more projects with relevant to that. So I'm open for question. If any question, then I guess we are good. I can answer maybe over here as we have 5 more minutes. Else, I guess we are good.
So, on the behalf of Multi Cloud for you, I'd like to thank Deeksha for sharing such a valuable and informative event. And thank you all the participants for joining the session. And the secret code is shared in the chat box, which is CAPC5DLEJ. And from there, you can download your certificate, and you can share this certificate on your social media platforms as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.